Hello and thanks for stopping by. This is The Empire Strikes Back for the Atari 2600. This game is like another game I reviewed earlier called Attack of the Mutant Camels for the Commodore 64. It's the same basic concept, although this game came out a year prior. They feel really similar to me. I think it would be difficult to not make the comparison if you've played both. This game was in our family collection, and we played this one all the time and pretty much non-stop. There's nothing too complex about the mechanics here, and like most Atari games, things are fairly straightforward, but it's a great game all the same. There have been many Star Wars franchised games over the years, and this is one of the earlier ones. We're talking 1982 glory with the graphics to back it up. This is a game from the movie The Empire Strikes Back, as you would imagine, and more specifically, the setting is from one of the early scenes in the movie, where ships called land speeders are flying across an icy planet, fighting giant Imperial Walkers. In the movie, they defeat these enemies by tripping them with tow cables, but we don't get that sort of gameplay in a game until many years later. I think the Nintendo 64 was the first game to actually use that mechanic in a game. You have a radar at the bottom of the screen, and it displays a bunch of dots. This is your radar, and you can see how many walkers are in the caravan that's approaching you. If a walker makes it all the way to the far right of the screen, you lose. So, the goal is to destroy the walkers to stay alive longer. You have one cannon, and only one button, so it matches. You have one cannon to shoot the walkers, and your goal is to shoot them until they explode. The cannon you have in your ship is weak, so you need to get close, you need to shoot, you need to dodge, and you need to fly around some more. You can fly in all directions, and you can attack walkers from the front of the caravan, or the back of the caravan, or in the middle. It's all up to you, really. Now, the cannons for the Imperial Walkers, they can shoot in either direction. They can shoot in front of them or backwards, depending on where you are. But they don't have 360-degree aim. So if you're directly above a walker, they can't hit you. If you're too close to them, below them, they can't hit you. So you need to pay attention to where they're firing, you need to dodge them, and you need to always worry about shooting as much as you can without getting hit. Eventually, the walkers will start to change color as you start doing real damage. They go through a whole cycle of colors. The order of the colors, I don't know it. It's really not that important. What is important is eventually they turn yellow. Yellow is what you want, and after you get to the end of the yellow phase, they explode. Every now and again, you're going to see on top of a walker, or it's maybe beneath the neck, or maybe right on the top of the back of the unit, just above where the head is. Every now and again, this little glowing box appears, and this is basically a bomb hatch, and it's considered one of their weak spots. If you're lucky enough to aim a shot inside that location, you will destroy the walker immediately, and I have to say, it's great when it happens. It's sweet. Like I said, you can fight any walker that you want. You want to fly to the end of the caravan and start there? Go nuts. I would think that overall, that might not help the problem of stopping the caravan, because all it's going to take is the first walker to reach the end of the screen, but it's up to you, of course. The snow speeders are reasonably tough compared to some of the ships you would find in other Atari shooters. The speeder can take multiple hits from a walker, up to 5, before you're destroyed. Now, I say up to 5 because it's depending on how good a shot it was that hits you. Sometimes you'll get hit 5 times, sometimes you might get hit less than that. You can also land your speeder on the surface of the planet. That's the lowest level you'll see on the terrain at the bottom of the screen. If you land there, it will heal your ship. You can do this twice for each snow speeder that you have, and it will also reset if you get the Force. You get the Force if you keep your speeder alive for 2 minutes. At that point, the classic Star Wars jingle is going to start to play, and your ship will start to flash. You are now invincible for 20 seconds while the music plays, so shoot away. Start shooting and don't worry about any enemy fire, just enjoy the moment. It's been a long time since I played this game as a kid, and perusing through the manual, I have to say I'm surprised to see that there are 32 variations of this game on the cartridge. The first 16 games are single-player games, and the 17 through 32, those are the duplicates of those games. They're the same games, but they're just orchestrated for 2 people. I imagine a 2-player game would take a long time to finish, because you aren't playing 2-player co-op, you're trading off. The games basically break down in groups of 4, and they increase in difficulty the higher the number game. It goes like this. Games 1 to 4 are just increased level of difficulty. Games 5 through 8 have smart bombs. Smart bombs are these bombs that might launch from an Imperial Walker's bomb hatch. These will actually track your speeder for a bit, and they will do much more damage than a standard Walker shot, so you need to be careful here. Games 9 through 12 have solid walkers, which means you can't fly your ship beneath them. Instead, you're going to crash into them. Normally, on the regular level, you can fly underneath between the legs of a walker. You can't if you're on this setting. Games 13 through 16 have a combination of the above two. They're both solid walkers and they have smart bombs, so basically 16 would be the most difficult level for a single player. This is actually a lot more game variety than I remembered as a kid. I'm guessing we didn't read the manuals very often when I was younger. In terms of strategy, if you weaken and don't destroy the first walker, that is going to slow down the entire caravan and give you more time to play. That can be useful in your plans. Also, if you weaken the last walker, that will also delay the next wave from arriving on screen. So depending on how you play, it might be worth damaging the first walker to slow the caravan down and then moving on to subsequent walkers. Overall, this can be a long game, depending on how careful you are at playing, but it is a good game, and it's a lot of fun. When that music starts to trigger and you have the force, classic moment, it's a lot of fun. Well, that's all I have for the Empire Strikes Back for the Atari 2600. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you on another video.